Hello friends, Arthur here, and this is ZSL Black and White track review part 3. And we start with Into the Darkness by Encrypt Kid, and with very nice flowy track. I really love the start, the jump with landing on feathers, which give you a pretty smooth landing. And overall track, it's all about like smooth steering, finding the optimal line where you don't need to steer as much, be closer to edge and maintain your speed as much as possible. So very nice flowy track. Didn't get the best performance from me, but it is what it is. ZSL Onyx Flux by Shadanook. Track with same idea as previous, but with different vibes. This is more like light, bright track, but the idea is the same: to maintain your speed, reduce your steering, and remove your aid time as much as possible. Really love decoration for this track. Well, as I always complain, I'm not the smoothest guy in steering in the game, so I could be done it better, but it is what it is. Still really love this track when you're not fighting with the track, like trying to beat some elements, but basically you're focusing on achieve the best time and try to beat the other guys. Detravaderre Abbey by Nana, and yet another hit trick of the tracks with basically same idea, but in this case we have grass, bleach grass I guess, and soapbox with off-road tires, which give completely different sense of steering on the track, and I really enjoy it. It's really nice, but as I said, the idea is the same. You need to steer as less and remove your airtime as much as possible, but because it's grass, you're slightly sliding, so you need to be more careful, and this track is maybe slightly harder than previous two. Garyn The Dark by Garyn CGX. For my personal opinion, this track is slightly harder than previous 3-1. First of all, because of the first transition, where you need to be very precise on steering, because it's quite a big speed. So it's easy to fly over or oversteer and lose some speed, and you will need speed for the next hard element. It's the jump after wall ride. Depending how you will be doing it, you will be faster or slower as always on such elements, and you need to repeat the same element for the finish. So when you do it everything fine, you have a great result, but overall it's slightly harder than previous tracks. My camera has a black and white settings by Willy. Well, as always, all tracks where you have some icy surfaces is harder for me, and almost at the beginning you receive a small icy slalom part where again you can really screw your run if you're doing badly, and I don't know will it affect at the end, because at the end you have small like uphill to the finish, which probably you can consider as a speed check, but I believe it's quite easy to do so. Landing Strip by a Gatling Gun, and well, first some kind of weird track this time, because what I'm lacking of here is the signs, the first or second line where I need to go at the beginning, because for example I for some reason always want to go left, and in this case it's not. Second of all, I believe it's intentionally the first checkpoint done this way, so that it's like you can easily fall off and transition to the hole on the road with again jump into this next part of the track. It's also a challenge, but at least Then you have fans and boosters, which easily help you do the last part, which don't really hard and jump into the finish. So probably adding more arrows could drastically help for this track. The Manhattan Project by Nyan Katya, and I really love tracks with some kind of history, comics. So there's like, I don't know, like it's Manhattan Project, Manhattan Man, it's from Watchers, I guess. As of track, not really hard. In most cases, pretty smooth. I was struggling to find the perfect line to be like really close to After Metal. So probably I'm doing something wrong here, but all lines are smooth. There's no like big speed checks, no like hard elements. It's all about like yet again lines and speed and maintaining speed. Nice smooth track, can't say anything bad about it. Threats Unseen by Fletch. And this track is a hard one because you have not only the constantly changeable colors from Black&White, which I think for the theme is fine, but you have a lot of obstacles on the track which you can't see almost until the last moment. So as you can see, I switched to first camera view because otherwise it was really hard to find this line to not hit the pole, and for the first time it could be quite not obvious how to go and how to finish this track, especially at the end. But I love this logic idea, like switching like for negative element. So I would say all these poles gives this track more like hard vibes than like personally I wanted. Null Space by Lily the Band, and interesting track which is done pretty nice. There are a lot of guideline arrows, guideline dots, all hard elements like the loop. There is like camera change that help people who not know how to change it on the keyboard or gamepad. It helps a lot. So yet again, you're more focusing on the line rather than fighting with the track itself. I wouldn't say it's easy because there's a lot of like tilting elements. So if you're messed up at some elements, some points, you can easily flying off. But overall, for me, it was like a medium, nice, flowy track with a little bit of practicing. I believe everyone can finish it. Cap Kingdom, and I believe it's from some kind of game, Cuphead, I believe, and really nice start, really nice jump. Overall, it's not really fast track and it's changed the pace, so I really enjoy to see something like completely different. And yes, you need to be very smooth and precise on the first like 3 checkpoints because you won't be able to do uphill for checkpoint 4 without it, and depending how fast you can do it, jump to checkpoint 5 and then transition to checkpoint 6 would be really hard, and then the transition to the finish you also need to be very careful and really precise. It's easy to fall off from this transition. Okay guys, thanks for watching this third part. We have plenty time, so I believe there will be more track. It's really great to see 30 of them, so leave comments, leave likes, and see you next time. Bye!